Paralyzed by your to-do list? If you click away right now, you will lose another 55 days this year to scrolling, stress, and AI-induced brain fog. Your amygdala is literally trapping you in a stress loop, making starting feel like physical pain. Today, I am giving you the definitive 5-minute rule that cures procrastination forever. We are going to bypass your brain's threat response and permanently fix your discipline. Meet Sam. He has a massive project due tomorrow morning, but instead of typing, he's frozen. The sheer volume of work has triggered severe cognitive overload. His primitive alarm system is interpreting this looming deadline not as a task, but as a literal physical threat. He's completely overwhelmed, doom-scrolling past midnight and desperate to figure out how to build discipline against a modern wave of AI-induced executive dysfunction. The algorithms have evolved, and Sam's brain is losing the war.
The supreme pain point here is task paralysis. The solution? The 5-minute rule, using a visual timer to lock in 300 seconds of unbroken focus ruthlessly. It's not a moral failing, it's a systemic crisis. According to groundbreaking data, 82% of young professionals suffer from chronic task paralysis. Procrastination isn't a time management issue, it is strictly an emotion regulation problem. We don't avoid the work, we avoid the negative emotions we associate with the work. But right as Sam crosses the starting line, disaster strikes. His core work software crashes into a mandatory system update. His perfectly designed, friction-free environment shatters instantly. The anxiety spikes back to maximum, his safety net is gone, and the urge to quit is suddenly overpowering.
In this moment of chaos, Sam realizes a liberating truth. His task paralysis isn't laziness, it is biological friction. Let's permanently bust the biggest productivity myth. Society tells us to just push through it. We are sold the lie that brute force willpower and relentless hustling are how to be disciplined. That is scientifically dead wrong. Willpower relies on glucose in the prefrontal cortex, and it burns out like a cheap, degraded battery. By the time Sam has stressed for 2 hours, his cognitive load is completely maxed out. You don't need to try harder. You need to trick your amygdala. Pain point 2 is digital distraction. What is the absolute best way to build self-discipline? You rely on environmental design. Use native screen time features or blockers to ruthlessly cut off your social feeds. Remove the temptation so you don't have to resist it. Pain point 3 is time blindness. The solution is using a visual timer app to translate an abstract concept like time into a tangible, shrinking shape. Sam promises his brain a deal. Work for exactly 5 minutes, then he has full permission to quit. As the screen glows with the promise of instant social connection, will his brain let him cross the starting line after the update finishes? Sam hits start again. The contract begins. But let's be honest, the first 60 seconds are pure, unadulterated agony. His brain is screaming in protest, desperate for a hit of cheap, effortless dopamine. This is the gauntlet. Surviving these initial 2 minutes is the entire game. Your brain is going through a micro-withdrawal. Pain point 4 is infinite scrolling. We are fighting algorithms engineered by billionaires to hijack our attention. You cannot fight a supercomputer with willpower. As behavioral expert James Clear states, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Then, something magical happens. At minute 3, the biological friction completely vanishes. Sam realizes that the paralyzing physical pain of starting was a complete illusion. 5 minutes of effort is biologically safe. He is surviving. Wait, why does the specific number of 5 minutes completely alter our brain chemistry? Enter the Zeigarnik effect. In the 1920s, Dr. Bluma Zeigarnik discovered that waiters perfectly remembered complex, unpaid orders, but instantly forgot them the second the bill was settled. She uncovered a fundamental human trait. The brain utterly despises incomplete loops. We remember interrupted tasks far better than finished ones.
By forcing himself to cross the starting line, Sam essentially opened a cognitive loop. Now his subconscious brain is actively begging him to finish it. Pain point 5 is the paralyzing nature of overwhelming to-do lists. What are the best ways to build self-discipline when the mountain is too tall? Microtasking. Use a system to ruthlessly break your massive project into absurdly small, laughable 5-minute chunks. Make the barrier to entry so low that it is impossible to fail. But there's a latent problem waiting in the wings. How do you stay disciplined when the initial burst of motivation inevitably fades? The 5 minutes are up. The psychological contract is fulfilled. Sam is completely guilt-free and allowed to quit right now. Suddenly, an urgent, highly distracting email notification pops onto his screen. The trap is set. Will he abandon the flow state he just fought so hard to enter? Or will the Zeigarnik effect hold him in the chair? The temptation to click away is incredibly heavy, but Sam's eyes drift away from the email and lock on to the half-finished sentence blinking back at him. The Zeigarnik effect has taken absolute, unyielding control. His brain demands closure more than it desires the cheap dopamine. Sam aggressively closes the email. He stays. The 5-minute trick worked. Pain point 6 is the inevitable crash of burnout. How to build discipline without suffering burnout? You stack your momentum. Sam seamlessly transitions his 5-minute victory into a structured Pomodoro block, leveraging gamification to ensure he takes mandatory breaks before his cognitive load redlines again. Through this brutal trial, Sam learns the ultimate truth. Motivation does not magically arrive to create action. Action creates motivation. If you are sitting there letting this video play while putting off work, your brain is lying to you about how hard it is to start. Start your 5-minute timer the literal second this video ends. Make sure to click the link in the description or pinned comment. Sam went from a paralyzed procrastinator to a master of deep focus. He proved that literally anyone can learn exactly how to build discipline using analog systems. Let's wrap this up. Procrastination is cognitive overload, not laziness. Willpower is finite. Use app-based environmental design instead. Set a rigid 5-minute timer with full permission to quit. Let the Zeigarnik effect pull you seamlessly into a flow state. Tell me the exact task you are going to apply the 5-minute rule to today. Hold yourself accountable. Stop doom scrolling, start your timer, and go take control of your life. This is exactly how Sam won. See the link in the description below.